Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another session for the 2025 CLIA Global Cruise Line webinar series. We're thrilled to be joining you today with an exciting and informative session featuring Celestyal. My name is Johanna de Guzman, and I'm the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA. Before we dive into today's presentation, I'll quickly cover a few housekeeping items. Our presentation will run for approximately 40 minutes. We encourage you to engage actively by submitting your questions through the webinar's questions module, and Chrissy from the Celestyal team will be answering your questions live. If your question does not get answered during today's session, a team member from Celestyal will reach out to you at the conclusion of today's webinar. For those of you who might miss today's live session or want to review content later, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce your presenter, Stephanie McDonald. Stephanie McDonald is the Manager of Partner Training and Development for Celestyal. With her extensive industry experience and recent global adventures, she brings a unique perspective to her role, helping to expand Celestyal's presence in the North American market. Her background includes strategic account management and a profound appreciation for immersive travel, which aligns perfectly with Celestyal's mission of offering authentic destination-rich cruise experiences. And with that, take it away, Stephanie.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joanna, and thank you everyone for joining today. We're going to get right into it and start with Your Adventure Awaits with Celestyal. Alrighty. Well, first let me introduce you to our team. So we have a full team now in North America. This is the majority of our team, except unfortunately in this photo we're missing some of our inside sales staff who are they're basically, the backbone of any good industry is your sales support. But as far as the BDMs are concerned, the people that you would be working with on a regular basis, this is our BDM team. So we're led by Elena Rodriguez, who is the Director of Business Development. I am the training and development manager, but I'm also the BD for all of North America, but I'm also the BDM for Canada. We have Taylor Henwood, who is our business development manager for the Southeast, Mark Leventhal, who is the manager for the Northeast, Richard Sandoval handles the West, and Rusty Fletcher is our manager of South Central. So all across North America, we definitely have a team to be able to assist you. So who is Celestyal? Why would you choose us over other brands? Well, right away, we are a boutique fleet of 2 small premium ships. So we definitely offer a regional expertise, especially considering we are a Greek company. And so when you're thinking about going to Greece, who better to show you Greece than somebody who's from Greece, right? We have very immersive itineraries with jam-packed, can't-miss destinations and a lot of amazing hidden gems. We visit more ports and spend more time in port than other cruise products. We do sometimes have, but we rarely have days at sea. And we are more often than not the last ship that is in port. So we really emphasize that amount of time that you spend in a destination. And then we speak your language. And what we mean by that is that we are an international brand. So we do cover many different languages on board. One of the things we don't do is constantly use the PA system to go through a bunch of different languages for you. But where it is really handy is when it comes to shore excursions. If your guests, if English is not their first language, they would prefer their tour to be done in a different language, please let us know that. It's not a guarantee, but we'll certainly try our best to it. Also, when you're making a reservation, put in whatever language that the language that they would prefer, even if it's English. It helps us out to make sure that we know how many English speaking guests, how many French, how many Spanish, etc. Today, the main focus of this presentation is to talk about our Adriatic destination. So not only are we just do we do the Greek islands, and we've been doing the Greek islands for years and years and years, it's what we're known for, but we're branching into new destinations as well with the Arabian Gulf, where our the Celestial Journey currently is right now doing trips out of Doha, Qatar. But early in the spring and into the fall, we're going to do Adriatic itineraries, and I'm going to show you a quick video on that as well. So the Adriatic is like I said, a new destination for us. We actually did it one time last year to test it out and see how it went, and everybody loved it. So we definitely added on a few more at the beginning and the end of the season. Part of the reason of putting them at those times is that the Greek islands are still a little bit quieter into the main Greek islands. So we thought heading over to this destination would be perfect timing, perfect destination, perfect temperature as well. So starting out on a Saturday to Saturday departure, we'll be on board the Celestyal Journey, which is a ship that I will feature more towards the end of the presentation. I will show you all about the Celestyal Journey, but she is a mid-sized ship with 1,200 guests on board. And we're going to sail out of the port of Piraeus. So you would fly into Athens and hopefully spend a couple of days in Athens really exploring before you head over to the port of Piraeus, because we are going to pull into the port of Piraeus, or sorry, be sailing out of the Piraeus at 1 o'clock that afternoon, because we want to maximize the amount of time that we're going to be spending in our next port of call, which is Kefalonia. Then we were going to be on Monday and into like Tuesday, the early hours of Tuesday, let's say. Monday we get into Dubrovnik at 12 noon and we leave at 2:30 in the morning. So you'll be able to see Dubrovnik all beautifully lit up at night. Then we have Kotor, Montenegro from 8 until 5, Bari, Italy also from 8 till 5, then Corfu, Greece from 8 till 5, and Katakolo, Greece from 8 until 2 o'clock. And then our cruise will sadly end back in the port of Piraeus in Athens on Saturday. You could have the opportunity, depending on what date you're looking at, to maybe back to back this. If 7 nights just isn't quite long enough for your guests, there are some opportunities to back them. But let's go a little bit more into some of the destinations, starting with Kefalonia. A lot of these are not your traditional destinations when you're thinking about going into Greece, but Kefalonia is known for its stunning beaches, crystal clear waters, and very dramatic landscape. One of the main sites to see here is to go into the Dragorati caves. So you can see that they're on the paddle boats and you're going into these beautiful caves here. Depending on which tour you're on will depend on how much of it that you're going to go see. So in the first one would be the best of Kefalonia going into the caves. The second one, obviously, all of them will have the caves, but that one we're also going to have a little bit of a wine tasting, as it is a bit of a wine region as well. And then the third one that I have here, you'll also go into some amazing lagoons. So something different than your traditional just seeing the town, going in and checking out these beautiful caves. Next, we have Dubrovnik. Now, Dubrovnik, I know for most people has been a highlight destination. Anybody that I know that has been there have come back saying how absolutely amazing it has been. And it may be one of those ones that they didn't think was going to be at the top of their list, but it turned out to be. So Dubrovnik is known as the Pearl of the Adriatic. And of course, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Old Town. Very well preserved medieval architecture, as well as, the city offers some breathtaking views of the Adriatic and the beautiful red roof. And in fact, one of the best tours to do to see that is the story of Dubrovnik, because you're going to go to the top of, and I'm going to say the name of the hill wrong, but it's Sturge Hill, and you'll go up on a cable car up to the top of the city here. And you're actually also going to go into a museum where you'll be able to see some of the exhibitions from the invasion of Croatia during the 1990s. The main thing that people do want to see, of course, is the old town. So whether you want to do it on a walking tour, a guided tour, or on your own, that's completely up to you. But it is easy to get lost, and it is nice to have a bit of a tour to tell you, the ins and outs, and go into a bit more of the history of the monasteries and cathedrals and everything as well. But one of the biggest tours that people love to do, obviously, if you are a Game of Thrones enthusiast, obviously you know about Dubrovnik, you're going to want to check out and maybe do our Game of Thrones tour. So here, it's basically the city and its surrounding area serves as the capital of the Seven Kingdoms in the hit TV series Game of Thrones, right? So you'll climb the city's fortress, and you'll view obviously the beautiful terracotta shaded town below you, but you'll also maybe check out the sites of the King's Landing and the Battle of Blackwater Bay and the House of the Undying Dungeon. And you'll do all of this with the tour guide that's going to explain really how they mesh everything together with people living and working in this area, as well as being able, when they're filming the movie and everything too. Or the not movie, sorry, the television program. It's very long, right? Next up is Kotor, Montenegro. So Kotor is located in a stunning bay surrounded by mountains and is some of the most picturesque views ever. The old town, of course, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with a lot of medieval buildings and churches and narrow streets. So a few of the different tours that you could do here: historic Kotor and Budva. So here you're really just going to explore the old towns of both Kotor. They're all said a little bit different, right? Sometimes spelled similar, but anyway, I always get that one a little bit confused with a few other places that sound similar, but Budva as well. You'll go through the main town, the little city, and actually just be able to explore some, again, the architecture and the century-old streets and cobblestone alleyways. If you want to get a little bit more off the beaten path and maybe be a bit more exciting, a bit of an adrenaline rush, maybe do the off-road adventure here, where you're going to actually go 4x4 and you're going to go through the city. You're going to go along the Adriatic coast, and you'll also go into the national park. Or maybe you just wanted something a little bit more chill and checking out the old town of Budva, as well as going to a Markovian winery, and of course tasting many different types of wine and stuff along the way. Now, Bari, Italy, I had honestly never heard of Bari, Italy prior to it coming up on our itinerary. And I have to tell you, it's one that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, just with how picturesque it looks and how unique the area is. So it's a beautiful port city in Italy, and it's actually the second most important economical port in Italy. So here you're going to find cathedrals and castles and numerous festivals and amazing coastline and some pristine beaches. But I really like the first one, the opportunity to go into this Discover a Fairy Tale Town. So it's called Alaboro Bello. It's a really picturesque town. Also, of course, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's known for its clusters of what's called Trulies, which are distinctive limestone huts with whitewashed walls and these cone shapes that are, dating back centuries. Now, back in the day, it would be an area sometimes where they held livestock. Sometimes people lived in them. Now it's really more of cafes and shops, and just kind of neat to be able to go in and wander through there. Or you can see the real life relic of Santa Claus. So basically, over the turbulent history that Bari has had, it's been repeatedly ransacked and destroyed and rebuilt. And the influence here comes from many different areas. So they say that, in the old town, one of the most impressive things you'll do is go and see this beautiful Swabian castle, as well as the Basilica di St. Nicola, which houses the relic of St. Nicholas, and of course the patron saint of Bari, and according to legend, Santa Claus. So I like to think of it as Santa's summer home, going to Bali in the summertime and up north in the winter. And then another one that you could go do is be dazzled by the White City. So this very picturesque town, it feels like you're in Greece. It has that remnants of as if you're in Greece, or maybe even in Santorini, with the whitewash of the buildings and everything. And really, you're there for some very picturesque views, seeing the amazing cobblestone streets and alleyways, and then a beautiful view out to the sea, as well as out to some olive trees. So Corfu, also, of course, I think most of them are UNESCO World Heritage Site. It has a Venetian architecture and stunning charm. It's got beautiful beaches and palaces and fortress, and it's ideal for people that like to go hiking or doing any of the water sports. So the Achillean, it was built in 1890 by two Italian architects in Pompeian fashion. So it kind of, gave a resemblance of Pompeian area. And basically on the first tour here, you will go into the Achillean, as well as the two old fortresses and seeing the old town. This one's a hard one. Paleocrestista. Basically, this is a town that is meant to be, they call it the Capri of Greece. So a beautiful area to go and check out here, as well as a lot of the different monasteries, or really just seeing the Achillean, that old building, as well as the old downtown experience. You definitely will get a sense of history and a lot of beautiful sights and photos and stuff along the way. The last stop on the 7-day tour here is Caracolo. So this is the birthplace of the Olympics in 776 BC. So if you're an Olympic person, if you've got a bit of Olympic fever from last summer, you can check out where the Olympics began, where the flame is still the Olympic flame is still burning at the stadium here. And then maybe when your cruise is over, you can check out the birthplace of modern day Olympics in Athens, right? So here you can see both. You'll do Olympia and then a museum, or you can do Olympia and the wine tasting, or you can even do Olympia and some olive oil tasting. So on that particular itinerary, those are all the stops that we do on that one. But we've got a bit of a unique itinerary in the middle of summer. So essentially, we stop doing our idyllic itinerary, our traditional 7-night for three times, once in July and twice in August of 25, and then 3 times in August of 26, where we're going to make a bit of a different itinerary. So starting in Athens, sailing at 5 o'clock, we're going to do a day at sea the next day. Then we're going to do Kotor, Montenegro, Split, Croatia, Venice, Italy, a day at sea, Caracolo, Greece, and ending back in Athens. So like I said, sometimes we do have sea days, not too often, but this is a really unique itinerary. The 2 spots that are different on this is going to be Split. So Split, Croatia, obviously it's very well known for its palaces, gorgeous coastal views, vibrant local market, and lots of great hiking opportunities. And one of those biggest hiking opportunities really is to go to the Krka National Park. So the Krka National Park, that you see on one of the last tour that we have here, it's this absolutely breathtaking park that there's actually 7 like this in Croatia, where they're a combination of waterfalls, lakes, and rapids. And this particular one cascades 17 steps down at a feet of 147 feet. So pretty unique experience to go and see if you're wanting to see a national park. But of course, there's other tours that you can do too, and checking out the old town, or learning about the history and everything of Split, Croatia, or Croatia in general. But the port that really stands out is going to be Venice, because as we all know, ships can't simply go into Venice any longer. There's, depending on the size of your ship, really does make a big difference. I'll show you where we dock in just one moment, but a few of the highlights of some tours. Step back into the Venetian Renaissance. So you're actually going to start this one on a water taxi bringing you into the downtown core, about 20 minutes, and then you're going to go to the Scuola Grande di Santa Rocca, or the Scuola, which is like the headquarters of the religious guild, and it was founded in 1478, and it's pretty remarkable. Or you can do the wonders of the Golden Basilica, obviously going in and checking out the Golden Basilica in St. Mark's Square. And what trip to Venice is ever going to be complete without going on a gondola ride, right? Everyone's going to have to check out that gondola ride when you're in Venice. But look where we dock. So this is the best I could do with Google Maps, to be honest with you. And this is as if you were driving, but you're not. You're going to be the ship isn't driving, obviously. You're going to be docked here. Where we actually dock is about a 20-minute water taxi ride into the downtown core. Other ships, and this is because of our size, other ships that are larger than us need to be in places like Ravenna. And you can see here, Ravenna is about a 2.5-hour drive away. So we save our guests a significant amount of time with only being 20 minutes outside, which is fantastic. And then, of course, the cruise ends in the port of Athens, and you do have options. You can hopefully maybe stay a little bit longer and check out Athens, or if your flight isn't until later on, we can always have a short excursion for you and bring you to the airport afterwards. So let me introduce you to our package that we have, and how our price point works with Celestyal. We have what's called Celestyal 1. This started as of December the 11th this year, or last year, sorry. Any booking going on forward is going to go under our one price code, our one fare package. And so we just make it easier for our guests to have one. Where we had a few different ones before, it got a little bit confusing on board. It was a little bit confusing for the guests. So now having this one, we sort of polled our guests to find out what is important to them. What is it that they would like to have? So with Celestyal 1, what your guests will receive, and this is regardless of what category stateroom they're in, this is what they're going to receive. So there is obviously your dining, breakfast, lunch, dinner is complimentary, as well as we have a Greek deli on board where you have gyros and souvlaki and Greek poutine, and that is now complimentary, as well as a pizza oven located up on the pool deck space. We have unlimited filtered coffee, tea, juices, and waters that are available during the dining times, as well as unlimited free pours of sodas during the dining times. What we found that guests really want is Wi-Fi. Because we're so port intense and you're spending a significant amount of time ashore, there are certain things that just weren't as important, but Wi-Fi definitely was. Everybody wants to keep connected, so everybody gets Wi-Fi. Of course, your onboard activities will be included as well, and then your port fees and your crew gratuities are included. And something else that we've just started is something called Celestyal Pay. So what this means is that your guests can put monies down onto their onboard account, and the more they put down, the more they get back. So if they put down 100 euros onto their onboard account, they will receive an additional 15 euros. If they put down 200, an additional 35, etc. And this is commissionable to you. Anything that is pre-booked prior to the cruise is going to be commissionable to you. So putting this down prior to the cruise, you'll get commissioned on it, as well as shore excursions. So this is a big thing. Any shore excursion that is booked prior to the cruise, you're going to get your full commission of what your agency has set up for. And then if they book it prior to the cruise, you'll get fully commissioned on that. Now, they don't have to book it directly through you. They can actually go on to Celestyal.com into the Manage My Booking, and they would be able to actually book it there. The difference is if they book their shore excursions themselves online, they need to pay for them right away. If they book it through you, they don't have to pay for it until final payment, but they can start booking it at the time that they have a booking number. So definitely encourage your guests to do that. They're going to be booking tours anyway. They might as well book them prior to the cruise so that you can get commission. And whether they do it online themselves or through you, you're still going to get commission as long as they book it before the cruise. We also have our specialty dining. So that one would be at a 10% commission if somebody wanted to book a dining package, as well as anything for the spa or our Celebrate in Style packages. So those as well would be an additional 10%. So next I want to introduce you to the fleet, but before I do that, I will show you a quick video. So this is the Celestial Journey. She is a new to us vessel, although we've had her for about 2 years now. Before she came to us, the company prior to the pandemic had put about $40 million into revitalizing it, and we've subsequently put another 20 in as well. The ship is unbelievable. She's 55,000 tons, holds 1,260 guests, 630 staterooms, and 149 of those are balconies. So 8 lively bars, 2 swimming pools, 7 restaurants, and our Sozo spa. So perfect size for going into these destinations, especially if there happens to be a tender port. Going with 1,200 guests is significantly easier than when you've got 4,000 guests on board. So let me start by showing you what some of the staterooms look like. This one here is our interior Cosmos cabin. So it's an inside stateroom. Kind of gives the illusion that it's not based on that curtain at the back, but I promise you it is. The room is 182 square feet. Your average balcony stateroom on a contemporary brand is about 185 square feet. So this is quite large. In fact, when this ship was originally built, I believe it was built for world cruises. So there is a significant amount of storage space as well. Then we have our exterior Cosmos cabin at 204 square feet. So again, the same thing, same design and everything, but quite large. And then we have our junior dream suite. So these are our balcony staterooms, and it's hard. Once you're in a balcony, it's really hard to go back to anything else, right? So here the room is 226 square feet. So a significant amount of storage space, a large sofa, and actually a full-size sofa in here, and a really deep balcony. But the picture I showed at the top, of the little boxes one is the new picture of the bathroom. And I apologize, it is just me taking it with my iPhone on this one, but I was just on board recently. And what we did is when the ship was moving over to Doha, Qatar to do our desert itineraries, we ripped out all of the bathtubs that were in the bathrooms and put in these beautiful large walk-in showers. So that's standard in our balcony staterooms. No longer are you in that little corner one or the tiny little bathrooms. It is a significantly large bathroom, and it's because it had to be the size of what the bathtub was originally. So having that extra space definitely feels much more luxurious. If you move up to one of our next 2 suites, we have our concierge service. And what you would receive with that is priority embarkation on arrival, luggage handling, meet the suite's concierge, complimentary bottle of sparkling wine and fresh fruit, assistance with unpacking. Once you're on board, complimentary room service, complimentary daily fresh fruit, 3 cans of soft drink, 2 cans of beer, 1 bottle of water per person replenished daily, canapes before dinner, petit fours after dinner, meal service in your room or on your balcony. They can make any dinner arrangements for you, spa arrangements, shore excursions, what have you, pillow menu, upgraded bathroom amenities, complimentary pressing service on arrival, a complimentary shoe shine, and then sadly, when it is time to go, they will assist you with packing if you would like, priority disembarkation, and escorting you off the ship. And that would be for our guests that are in our Grand Suite. So this here, the Grand Suite is 376 square feet, so quite large. Or moving up to our Stargazer Suite, or Penthouse Suite, if you will, at 944 square feet. It has a very nice large king-size bed, a separate bathtub with jacuzzi and shower, a closet that anybody would die to have at home. It's absolutely amazing, so much space. And then some beautiful living space as well, with a trundle bed that comes out from the wall if you were having additional guests in the stateroom. And then for our public spaces where everybody can use, we've got our 2 pool decks. So one that's in the middle of the ship that the roof will open and close depending on the weather. Or I really like the aft pool. The aft pool just felt like I was on my own private yacht, and it was such a great spot to be for sail away. For dining, we have the Thalassa, which is our main restaurant, and this will be your open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and full sit-down service. It is an open dining concept, so you can come and go at whatever time you want during the meal service hours. We also have the Taverna, which is the buffet. Again, breakfast, lunch, and dinner available there as well. And then a few specialty restaurants. Here we have Smoked Olive, which is a Mediterranean. So you'll have pizzas, pastas, risotto, things like that. Now, fun fact about Smoked Olive is that any guest who's in a balcony or above have the opportunity to dine in Smoked Olive and have the main restaurant menu. So if you don't want to pay for specialty, but you want a bit of a change of scenery, you're able to go up to Smoked Olive. It also works out well. Let's say I'm sailing with you. I want something that's on the menu in Smoked Olive. You want the ossobuco that's on the menu in the main restaurant. We can dine here together. I can order off the specialty and you don't have to. So it works out really well in that regard as well. And then Pink Moon is more of our Asian fusion. So you can actually, on both of them, you can do a la carte, or you can do a 3 or a 5 course option. Pink Moon, the 3 course option is around 42 euros. Smoked Olive, the 5 course option was about 49. And then Grill Seekers, which is our steak and seafood restaurant, also has that same thing. You can do an a la carte, or you can do a 5 course option for 49 euros, which is a really good price for a 5 course option, that's for sure. This would be your fancier of the 2 restaurants, or of the 3 restaurants. And then for different bars and lounges, you will be on board during the evening. So things to check out, maybe the Martini Bar, where our staff, our bar staff are actually, a lot of them are magicians. So you get a bit of a show while you're waiting for your drink, as well as they do put on a show one night during the cruise. And then you may have also noticed in the video some really unique cocktails, and those were from the Blue Bar from our Alchemy menu, and we recently won an award, a Sailways Award, for those amazing cocktails as well. So if you're not a cocktail person, this is a great spot to go in and watch them make these drinks, but if you are a cocktail connoisseur, you're definitely going to want to check these out because they're pretty unique. And then the ship's not very big. It doesn't take too long to get from one end to the other. Here you've got guest relations. We've also got the shore excursion. And if we could continue on, there's a cinema and a test kitchen as well. But before I show you a bit about our new website, I will let our CCO Lee describe it to all of us. Give me one sec.
Travel agents are at the absolute heart of everything that we do at Celestyal. Welcome to our new trade portal, where you'll find information on our fantastic products, itineraries, opportunities for incentives, but also, of course, training materials as well. The new trade portal has all the tools you need to be able to market Celestyal to your guests.
At Celestyal, travel agents are at the core heart of our business, and our way of saying thank you for your support is to show you an amazing range of booking incentives, whether that be cash or VIP ticket experiences. It's our little way of saying thank you for your support, so make sure you keep checking the travel agent portal for all of the latest offers.
Inside this trade portal, you'll find our learning management system called Celestyal Campus, where you can learn about everything Celestyal Cruises, including all our ships, destinations, our award-winning shore excursions, and much, much more.
To us, you're more than just travel advisors, which is why we've created a community called the Celestyal Navigators. As a Celestyal Navigator, you'll become an expert in our products and destinations, and we'll always have your back, so we'll keep you up to date with all of our news, campaigns and promotions.
I'd also want to just say a massive thank you for all of your support. We absolutely love our travel agent partners, and you're at the heart of everything that we do. Thank you for signing up to our new portal. Please continue to give us feedback so we can improve the experience for you. But thank you very much for your partnership.
So just a few weeks ago, we launched our new website as well as our travel agent portal. So if you've been on Celestial before, you go back now, it might look a little bit different. It's definitely a lot more user friendly. And then we also have our training module. So found in the Celestial Compass is our Celestial Campus. So the Compass is really the trade portal, and that's where you're going to be able to view any of the different assets that you would need as a travel partner to be able to send out to anybody. But the campus is our learning modules, and we've just launched 10 new learning modules that you'll find there. If at any time a FAM comes up or it's a travel agent rate or anything like that, it is going to be mandatory that you've completed the online training as well. So best to get a jump start on them. They don't take too long, but we will be constantly adding to our training modules as well. Another thing that we want to make sure that you are a part of is please make sure that you have friended us on Facebook. We have our Celestial Cruises Agent Talk Americas. And so this is our dedicated Facebook site that in here we keep up to date with what's new, what's going on. A lot of times you can learn from other agents if they've posted things and maybe you're into the chit chat, but also it's an area that we add our files. So the files would be any of the assets that we have as well. So there's definitely a lot of places for you as an agent to be able to get any of the assets that you need, whether it be on the trade portal, whether it be on Celestial Cruises Agent Talk Americas, but also don't forget to reach out to your local BDM because they're able to assist you with all of this as well. So we do have our wave promotion going on right now. So our wave promotion is savings of up to 50% off on selected sailings. Then we also have up to 200 euros in Celestial Pay. So there's nothing better than getting on board a cruise and your onboard account is already at a negative. Plus for you as agents, there's up to $100 in bonus commission as well. So there's definitely no better time to book a Celestial cruise definitely than now. So lastly, just as a reminder, our website, celestial.com. If there's ever anything that you need, if you're not sure who to reach out to, our inside sales team does a phenomenal job. And there's 4 great ladies in there that will be able to assist you with anything at all that you need. And they'll put you in touch with the right person if you're not sure who your BDM is, or even if you're not sure if you're registered yet or not, we can help you out with that. You can always call into our 1877 number for reservations. And then for groups, any group quote that you're looking for, obviously you can reach out to your BDM and we can assist you with all of that. Or if you already know, you can email groups.noram@celestial.com. And then again, don't forget about our Facebook page. So the last thing I have to say is, well, you just have to be there. And hopefully one day soon we'll be able to welcome you as well as your clients on board. So that's it for the presentation. I will ask if there's any questions.
Hi, Stephanie, it's Johanna, and thank you so much first and foremost for a great presentation and sharing everything that Celestial has to offer. And I know this might be new for some of our advisors, so I hope that you really took in everything that Stephanie was sharing with you today. And as for the questions, I think Chrissy has been doing a great job answering all of those questions live. So I don't see any unanswered questions at the moment. However, if our attendees want to write down these last minute links and phone numbers and emails, I'm sure these will come in handy when you guys are talking with your clients about their next Celestial cruise.
I did see something just popped up about a raised hand, but I don't know how to get into that. So I'll ask if you want to.
Okay, we do have one question here. In your opinion, Stephanie, is there any particular ship that you would recommend, ship or itinerary, you would recommend for groups that have or that are multi-gen, that have children or older parents or older kids, and then maybe a younger child?
So I will tell you, I literally just recently, right before the holidays, went with my elderly parents. I brought them to our Doha cruise, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well they're both in their 70s and how well they did. It's a lot of walking around for sure, but we just planned afternoon itineraries or short excursions that were half day, not full day, and it worked out really well for them. But they were a bit skeptical about the distance and going that far, but they did very well with it, and I think it was a bucket list destination for my dad for sure. So I wouldn't count anybody out saying, maybe if you're too old and you don't have as much mobility. Sometimes in the Mediterranean, it can be a little bit tricky with the cobblestone streets and everything, but you just need to cater your shore excursions to it. I think for kids, for children, the education that you're getting especially when you're going into some of these archaeological sites, like in Ephesus, and seeing that, or you're going and seeing, what else there? The Acropolis in Greece, and I think it's pretty amazing, and it's an education that you're just simply not going to get anywhere else. But one thing to note when you're thinking multi-gen, yes, we do have a children's program, but it's not to the same level as some of the bigger brands. Like, you're not going to leave your kid in the kids program when you're going ashore. They're going to come ashore with you. We really do foster that multi-gen experience for sure, but everybody together and doing tours. And there's a lot of tours that we can choose from to cater more towards a family that would work for all different levels, all different mobility levels as well. Maybe it is such that we get a private car and you can go off and do your own thing that we already have organized based on everybody's levels. So there's a lot of customizing that we can do for that. But I think any one of our itineraries are great, definitely for families. The idyllic Aegean is super port intensive. I didn't show you that one today. We were just talking about Heavenly, but even with Heavenly, first time cruisers, because it's so port intensive and you're not spending so much time at sea. You're in port almost every single day. Well, every day on that one itinerary and then 2 days at sea on the other. But, for first time travelers that have that apprehensiveness about being on a ship, something that's so port intensive definitely goes a long way as well.
Great. No, those are all great pointers and just great advice. So thank you for that, Stephanie. And we do have a scenario here. If you could shed some light on maybe steps that an agent could take. So let's say they've already booked with Celestyal, their clients prepaid for the Wi-Fi, and now it is included. How would an agent go about fixing that, or getting a refund, or whatever the case may be?
So if they purchased their cruise prior to December the 11th, then they have the packages that were available before. And in those packages, they had some additional things like maybe a shore excursion credit and a package for drinks. So it depends. You have either that one or the new one. Anything going forward has the new package. If they had the old one, they were under the plus and they had 1 hour of internet per person per day, and that wasn't enough for them, then yes, they would have had to opt to purchase a higher internet package. But the other amenities that they have that are no longer available under the Celestyal one, we'd have to look at it and do a comparison of apples to apples and make sure which one is best for your guests and for what their need is. If they want to cancel their internet, we can cancel that and do a refund. They haven't cruised yet, right? So they wouldn't automatically roll into the new package if they purchased it before. For the next year and a half, anybody who purchased the original package is still going to get what they had. It's anything going forward that's going to have the new one. I hope that explained it. If not, please email us the details at insidesales@celestyal.com with the booking number, and we can look it up for you and start that conversation and make sure that you're secure and comfortable with what you're telling your clients as well. I think that covered most of that.
Great. Thank you, Stephanie. And it does look like that did answer our agent's question. So thank you very much for that help. And it's good information just across the board for any agent who might be in a similar situation. There were a few people during the presentation, Stephanie, who weren't able to see the videos. You may have mentioned it, but if they missed it, is there any place that they can go, they can create an account so that they can use those resources that you have in terms of marketing materials to share with their clients?
Yes, on the Celestyal Compass. So that's the trade portal. It would be available there. Chrissy, I don't know if perfect. Chrissy just put the link into the chat already. So you just need to click onto that link. You do need to register to be part of it. And I will tell you, there is one thing in there. When you go into the Celestyal Compass, Every time you go in, you've got to log back in. You might have to log out to log back in. It's just a glitch that we're working on at the moment because it is so new. But if you're not seeing everything, log out, log back in, and everything will come back available for you.
Perfect. And thank you, Chrissy, for the assist with the link. And Stephanie, I just do want to share all the thanks that you're getting and the praise that you're getting for a great presentation.
Thank
Um,
you.
yes, a lot of our agents are saying thank you. Can we receive a copy of the presentation? So I just want to share how appreciative we are of your time this afternoon. And attendees, thank you for joining Celestial and myself here at CLIA for another session for our webinar series. And if there are no more questions, we will see you on the next one, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.